And we were young, so that time all the college students were drinking and just doing college student things. And I remember we were all outside. He
Mhm.
still had on full clothes, no shorts, and he was drinking milk. And I was
My name is Scott. This is my wife, Robin. And we met when we were young. I was 20,
22.
22. She was 19.
Yeah.
I just moved to Las Vegas for internship.
Okay.
And she was one of my neighbors. She was a student. I was a student. And when we met, it was an instant attraction, connection, as far as we were just friends.
And we were young, so that time all the college students were drinking and just doing college student things. And I remember we were all outside. He
Mhm.
still had on full clothes, no shorts, and he was drinking milk. And I was like, everybody else they're drinking, and I didn't drink. He didn't drink, and I just was intrigued by like, who is this guy who at that time as a college student, like, why do you have this confidence to like be different, dress?
Right.
We just spent hours and hours just talking.
Mhm.
And I had never experienced that before. As I was young, I was 19. And normally it's like at that age, it's about physical attraction.
Right.
Right.
And we just had a bond. And he went back to Maryland and I stayed in California, Nevada. And we did write letters. We talked on the phone when we could. I would go out and see him. And I always felt he was very mature and very serious. He was the type of a guy that wanted to be married. He wasn't out chasing women. And I wasn't used to that kind of a person. I only knew men that chased women. And unfortunately, that's the kind of a guy that I was accustomed to. And so Scott not being that person, I just didn't know what to do with him. And so all these years passed. I knew he was for me. He found somebody else. I could hear the joy in his voice by having met somebody else.
And did you tell him, I'm so happy, congratulations?
I wanted him to have a companion,
Right.
truly. I wanted him to have a companion. And since it did not seem like it was going to be me yet again, I just said, just be happy. And he was happy sounding. So I was happy for him. That's when I knew, like, I really just love him just as a person, as a friend. I just want his joy.
Mhm.
And so that was that.
Like you said, coming from an environment where you don't see that, it's like you can't be real. This is not.
You cannot. I mean, like, when I tell you Scott I don't want to call him perfect because it just seems like, I don't know, it's such a heavy word, but when I tell you that he is so good to me, it's just like, it's ridiculous sometimes. It's just so attentive, so tuned in, and just such this amazing man. So I just felt like I need to pick this apart. I need to come up with it. And so after that, I knew I was like, okay, you crazy because you didn't. And so I told him, because we're such good friends, so I can tell him anything. And I was like, yo, I gotta tell you this craziness. And so I told him, and that's what I love about him, because I really can tell you any and everything, even if it's crazy. I was like, let me tell you what I was about to do. And then, you asked me to be your wife. Like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and I just had like such anxiety about just being, I don't know. I was just like, oh my God. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, oh my gosh, when I move there, he's gonna lock me in the basement. I mean, I just like really, really crazy. Yeah, just really crazy.
So did you think you were gonna be down there and see?
I just So also because, again, and this, I'm bringing the religion part back into because of the misconceptions about Muslim culture.
Mhm.
So I would have my friends saying like, just like, oh my gosh, you gotta be careful, and he gonna, oppress you, and he gonna let you drive, and like, just, well, can you tell how? Because I tell it how it came out to me, but me crying my eyes out and just acting crazy. Like, how did that go?
Wasn't crazy.
Wasn't?
Like I had the whole big wedding thing. We had a small wedding. That was fine with me.
Yeah.
Knew she was nervous about getting married at all in the first place. So I want to make sure that she did things her way, And so I was like, okay. So every idea she came up with, okay, that'll work. The only thing I needed was I just need my children and my mom.
Yeah.
That's my only, this is my only need for the wedding.
Yeah.
And during the ceremony, she started crying, which is normal. And then the officiant said, "You may kiss the bride," and she was still crying. So instead of kissing her, I just give her a hug. And to let her just work through this moment, let it sink in.
Yeah.
And after she got herself together, then we did the kiss thing.
Oh.
But patience is important.
I have another funny story about
When you
that
see
day.
somebody who has some needs, real or imagined, you need to address those needs.
Right.